Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we do have the Corvette behind us, and you'll notice our stack of boxes is getting less and less with each video because we're putting on more parts on the car. Today what we got is a new belly pan slash diaper, whatever you want to call it, for the Corvette. You guys might remember that I created a custom belly pan a couple years ago made out of just a 1/4 inch thick sheet of ABS plastic and went from the radiator all the way past the motor. Well, I actually lost kind of that front mounting spot with the ducting that we put in last week, and I'll have a link to that old belly pan video up above. But today what we'll be installing is a oil catchment, a diaper, belly pan, whatever you guys want to call it, and this is from Koza Motorsports. And you guys can't really see it, I haven't opened it yet, but basically it is a fully enclosed engine catch pan. And a lot of tracks are requiring these. If you guys go to FL2K, TX2K, they both require these. I believe even some of the Streetcar Takeover classes are requiring these as well. And it's basically to catch any motor oil that might come out the motor if you send a rod through the block. So that's what this is. This, like I said, this is from Koza Motorsports. They're out of Illinois, actually not far from where I used to live. And yeah, so I ordered this. Guys, if you do order this, it did take like 6 or 7 weeks for me to get this. Now, I did kind of have to remind them about that, so maybe they would order it quicker if I had contacted them sooner. But after I reminded them about the order, the guy was very on top of his game. He sent me pictures of it being welded, sent me updates of, hey, we just got this finished, it'll be in the box tomorrow. They gave me the tracking number, and it got here in just a couple days after I asked for that update. So maybe it'll get done quicker if you guys order and stay on top of it. But like I said, I kind of gave them benefit of the doubt. And with all the stuff going on and stuff taking forever. So, but this is, like I said, custom made. And I actually saw it in one of the C601 groups, I think. Or maybe it was one of the drag racing groups on Facebook. So, but yeah, so let's go ahead and get this open. And we'll show you what we bought from Koza Motorsports. Alright guys, so this belly pan is fully aluminum construction. It is TIG welded in all the corners. So it's welded here, welded there. It is clearanced for exhaust in the back. And actually, I think it's going to be clearanced for the Z06 and ZR1 as well. I forget where the oil line runs for the dry sump. That might be that clearance in the back. And yeah, so I think this basically bolts up to where the leaf spring mounts. And you put this secondary bolt in. I'm not really sure what that attaches to. Oh, and it does come with this, I believe they call this pig mat. And it was taped in here nicely, but guys, I've been sitting on this for like, oh man, probably 4 or 5 months. And the double-sided tape that they used, it was really good 3M stuff, but the pig mat ripped off as soon as I picked it up. So I'm going to put some new double-sided tape on here, put this down, and then we'll get this installed. Alright guys, I got the pig mat reapplied. I put new double-sided tape on it. Then I also got all the hardware loose. Like I said, I suspect 2 of these screw into where the front leaf springs go, and this smaller one, I'll be honest guys, I'm not exactly sure where that goes. So, and I need to select what size this hardware is going to be. It's probably a 10 and maybe a 13. So let me grab that. Alright guys, if you can see, there is this back bolt of the front leaf spring. Obviously we have coilovers, so we don't have that. There's this back 13mm bolt here, and then there's actually another one right here. Not sure if you guys can see that real well, right where my finger's pointing. It's right in front of the headers. That is going to be the mounting bolts on the passenger side, and the driver's side is going to be simply the back bolt for the leaf spring mount, like we were saying. So alright guys, so mounting this is actually really simple. Over here on the passenger side, you will see we do have our spacer. I'm not sure if you guys can see this. So there's a spacer that's provided. So basically what you do, you have your leaf spring mount, you've got the aluminum spacer that's provided, then you screw the bolt in. Same thing with the back. There's the aluminum spacer, the bolt, and then the same thing over here on the driver's side. Actually, you guys could clearly see that. You have the mount for the leaf spring, you got the aluminum spacer taking up the gap, and then you've got the bolt, and it all screws this in. So let me get this thing torqued down, and we'll pretty much be done with this install. And if you guys can see, this will tighten up against the body and the motor. Alright guys, you can see we got the front hardware tightened up, so that's the 13mm bolt. You got this 10mm bolt over here on the passenger side. Then you've got the other 13mm bolt up front. And I'll try to give you guys an overall shot. And there you go. That is the belly pan from Koza Motorsports fully installed. And I did want to point out, it does clear the headers just fine. Clears my Cook's 1 7/8" headers on driver's side. And it also clears here on the passenger side without issue. And then like I said, guys, I'm not sure if you can see that where my hand is. That's where the dry sump line goes if you have an LS7 or an LS9. And it would go over here into the dry sump tank because, you know, there's a set of lines that go here. So yeah, so that is pretty much it for the Koza Motorsports belly pan. And yes, guys, I am fully aware this is all open now. It wasn't previously. We did have that sheet of ABS filling in from the radiator going back, but like I said, I lost that with this front mount. We may end up fabricating something. I'm just not sure yet. We'll see how the car does in temperature. So going from the radiator shroud back to the front of that belly pan, we may make something for here. I just don't know yet. Alright guys, that's going to be it for the Koza Motorsports belly pan install. Like I said, if that gap between the radiator and the front of that belly pan, we may make something in the future, but I will say this, one lesson I learned. I'm not going to use a 1/4" ABS plastic. It's simply not needed. It's way too thick and way too heavy. Probably try to find a sheet of 4x8 of the 1/16" ABS plastic, or maybe half that size if I can get that. But yeah, basically an 1/8" or a 1/16" would be fine. That doesn't need to be super secure because we would have multiple mounting points for that. And plus we're trying to bury that between this front block off plate and that front belly pan. But having real thick material, I wouldn't be able to do that. So try to find, like I said, 1/8" ABS or 1/16 of an inch ABS plastic. And so that's what I'd use to fill in that gap. But if you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you want to see that future belly pan video, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications. If you guys want to help support the channel, I'll drop a link down below for Koza Motorsports, and I'll drop some other links for the hardware that we use. And also make sure you check out our website, BonecrrusherSS.com. Thanks guys. Have a great one.